Welcome to Parent University. My name is Lisa O'Hanlon-Coles, and I am the Title I Parent Liaison at Elkins Point Middle School. This self-guided workshop is about Titan Binder Organization, and it's called Get Organized. The slideshow was prepared by Dr. Lisa Griffin. She is our AVID coordinator and graduation coach. We hope you enjoy the workshop. Myths about organization. Myth: organization is a talent you're either born with or not. Fact: organization is a learnable skill. This is one of the proponents of the Titan Binder or AVID binder system, and it's pretty intuitive. Kids that can find things inside of their binders, know where they are, will be more successful in their academic studies. For example, if you don't know where your homework is and you don't know when it's due, it's very easy to have a not handed in assignment. Also, if you're looking for your study guide and you can't find it the night before a quiz, one would say that would be a very stressful situation. Myth: organization is about throwing things away. Fact: you can keep everything you want and still get it organized. And this is actually one of the basic proponents of the AVID binder system or the Titan binder system. Everything in its place, and you will be able to find it easily. So the objective: a place for everything and everything in its place. So if you look at these two closets, one is clearly a hot mess and the other one is the road to success. And if I was looking at this closet in one of my children's room, I would say oy vey, and I would definitely not be namaste. So this is the idea behind the AVID binder system. If you look at the closet, the successful closet, the namaste closet over to the right, you will see that the closet has definite dividers and that the items inside the divisions are organized in a way that they can be easily found. How many of you have heard your child say, "I can't find my tennis shoes, my favorite sweater," and their closet looks like that hot mess closet? Well, it's the same idea with the AVID binder system. AVID. What is AVID? AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. And at Elkins Point, AVID is an academic elective class. And the teacher is Mrs. Meredith Tung. She has 2 6th grade classes, 2 7th grade classes, and an 8th grade class. And the kids from AVID apply to be the AVID program in March, and they fill out what is like a miniature college application. They need to get a teacher recommendation, they need to write an essay, they have to show motivation, and they have to present their grades. And if you would like more information about the AVID elective, you can contact Dr. Lisa Griffin, myself, or Mrs. Tung. So AVID uses 5 strategies: writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading as tools for student success. The AVID binder system falls under the organizational of the WIC core. These components of AVID are used school-wide, whether your child is in the elective or not. And these strategies are being employed in academic instruction, tutorial support, and motivational activities. And these activities are being reinforced in WIN class, and WIN stands for What I Need Now. What is the AVID binder? Well, if you look over to the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a zipper binder. So the AVID binder is a system, but also it requires certain tools. So the binder itself should be 3 to 4 inches in diameter because it needs to be quite large because it has things inside of it that must fit. This year, Elkins Point went with the zip binder over the standard D-ring binder on the recommendation of students, teachers, and parents. Inside the binder, there will be a pencil pouch, and it's imperative that the pencil pouch either be like the binder that you see pictured over there as part of the binder, or actually preferably that it fits on the 3 rings. And inside the pencil pouch, it should have some pens, pencils, Post-its, 1 or 2 highlighters, a glue stick. But it's important not to overfill the pencil pouch, but to refill it often. Also inside the AVID binder should be an agenda. The agenda is important at Elkins Point. We use it as an organizational tool. Students should be recording their quizzes, assignments, projects, their clubs. They also use it as a communication tool, and teachers will often write passes in it. Also, part of the AVID binder system are the 8 dividers used to separate the subjects. So the 8 sections are the class sections. The students will create sections in the order of their day. For example, if a student has math first period, his first section will be in the math section. Students may also wish to create subsections in their binder. Examples of subsections include an area for homework, classwork, vocabulary, group projects, rubrics, etc. If students don't have more than 8 dividers, they can use cardstock or construction paper with post-it notes as tabs, or some students even like to 3-hole punch a folder from the store. Some students like to put just one in the back because they like to use the pockets for assignments that don't have hole punches in them, or they like to hold special papers in there or items that are too small to be hole punched. Here's an example of how the dividers are used in the AVID binder system. So if you look at the sample schedule below, you'll see the periods listed in order 1 through 8. So it doesn't matter whether the dividers themselves have pockets in them, and some of our teachers would say that it's actually better if the dividers don't have pockets in them, because having pockets creates a place for students to stuff papers, which means that they can get easily lost. So regardless of whether your student chooses to mark their dividers periods 1 through 8, or if they choose to use the actual subject matter, for example, ELA, WIN class, science, social studies, math, their world language, Japanese, French, or Spanish, or reading, connections, either chorus or band, or just saying connections for the last period. It is actually just more important that the dividers themselves follow the student's schedule. So what can students do so that their AVID binder or their Titan binder works for them? So the first thing that a student should be able to do is to sort their binder with a degree of regularity. When teachers will be doing binder checks on Mondays, hint, hint, it might be a good idea, students, if you decide to organize your binder on a Sunday evening. Once a week is what's suggested to stay on top of your binder. Students should also put all of your papers right in the section before the end of the period. Of course, the bell rings quickly, and sometimes you're trying to get out of class quickly. But if that's the case and you know that you're having this issue, then it might be wise to take a moment each night to make sure that your hole punched papers are placed behind the proper tabs. Students should also clean out the sections at the end of each unit or the end of each quarter. And this is important because if you try to keep all of your papers in for the entire semester or the entire year, your binder will become overstuffed and you will no longer be able to zip it. How can parents help their student with their Titan binder? Well, so we know that it's important to clean out the binder frequently. You should make it a standing date. Some of the suggestions are to reward your child with a favorite TV show, or do it during the commercials, or maybe make it part of your preparation for the week, or maybe have it as a breakdown for the end of the week on a Friday. Since we know that WIN class will be doing binder checks on Mondays, you might think about having your binder fresh and ready to go for Monday morning. So another thing that you can do is you can discourage your student from sticking papers in the front pocket of their binder. Well, one of the things that you could do is purchase a 3-hole punch to use at home, and maybe as your student comes home every day, have it on the table for them to use. Encourage them to punch their papers that evening and stick them behind the sections. And then another thing you can do is you can do a shake test. And maybe you can reward your student if nothing shakes loose. And if everything shakes loose, you can pick it up, hole punch it together, and put it behind the sections they belong in. So another thing that you can do is you can refill the supplies with regularity. It is important not to overfill the binder. For example, you cannot put all 200 sheets of loose leaf paper inside the binder, but 20 sheets might be good. Maybe you should refill 20 a week, see how you're doing. Another thing is that when you do your standing date, maybe you can sharpen your pencils, make sure that the mechanical pencils have lead in them, and then see if the glue stick isn't dry, if you have a highlighter, and replace items that might be lost. Another thing is that parents should be monitoring the use of the Titan agenda. The Titan agenda is very important communication school, as I said. And also, if you sit with your child and help them go through the items that are due each week and when their assessments and quizzes are, that can help you plan your week. Another tip is to use a binder clip so that your Titan can turn to the week simply by having the clip mark the pages where they are in the agenda. All right, parents. All right, Titans. You can do this. It is now time to organize your binder. So keep calm and love your binder, because if you love your binder, I can guarantee you that you will not be as stressed out, you will be more successful at school, and everybody will be a lot happier.